If it wasn't for the flares, then these arrests would have happened in the dark. Despite the cameras, there's no mention of it on the country's 24-hour news channel. According to a report by Human Rights Watch, Russia's human rights record in 2012 was the worst it's been since the Soviet era. This man, Eduard Limonov, is an opposition leader. For organising a demonstration, he's being led away in a police car. Spontaneous public protests have been banned. Journalists have been killed, their murders unsolved. New treason laws place anyone who associates with a foreigner at risk of prosecution, and Vladimir Putin is well into his second decade of power.
After the return of Vladimir Putin to the Kremlin, authoritarianism in Russia reached a level unseen in this country's recent history.
Russia's lower house of parliament, the Duma, has just passed what some of its MPs call an anti-gay propaganda law, targeting anyone and any organisation that promote homosexual behaviour among minors. In response, gay rights activists staged this kiss-in with a predictable response. Despite the savage violence, the police did nothing.
Recently, because of this obscure anti-gay propaganda imposed by the government, the level of violence and attacks on gays and lesbians has gone up. Sometimes people are even killed, but nobody speaks of that. Those crimes are not investigated.
Russia's black belt president projects a strongman image. On the international stage, he holds sway over Syria and Europe's gas supply. At home, he appeals to the conservative, traditional Russia. When Pussy Riot danced on an altar offending the Orthodox Church, he declared before their sentence that they got what they asked for. Pussy Riot, he said, would erode Russia's moral foundation and undermine the country. There are certainly many Russians who agree with him.
I have children, grandchildren. I don't want them to be offered various sinful habits and instincts as standards of behaviour.
But whether Russia's citizens agree with their leader or not, their ability to disagree is fast disappearing.
The foundation of this authoritarian term was a package of laws adopted by the State Duma in recent times. Restrictions on the freedom of assembly, restrictions on internet content, the return of criminal liability for slander, which had been cancelled by Medvedev in the previous months, and this, of course, includes the law about so-called foreign agents.
In recent months, Putin has compared Lenin's bones to Christian relics, while his opponents have been banned, arrested and sent to prison. The #1 former KGB officer says he's building a stronger Russia. Human Rights Watch says he's doing so at the expense of freedom. Edmund Caldecott, Sky News.